It is hard to truly talk about my own philosophy without having other philosophers' ideas in mind. We are constantly influenced by everything we read, watch, and hear from others, and I think it is impossible to be detached from biases and the normalizing power society imposes. That is why in this video essay I am going to try and explain my thoughts on various branches of philosophy with the help of some of the philosophers studied in class throughout the whole semester. First, let's talk about metaphysics. The origin of the universe and the questions about our existence have always been a complete mystery to everyone. What are we? Well, we are outer space. We are made from the same basic components that the whole universe is made. I like to think about my existence as a constant loop, because at least I can locate many stages of myself in which the changes were minimal, many people I've been without stopping being myself. This idea can be extrapolated into the universe behavior as a way of understanding it, and because we ourselves are made of universe, maybe it is not that crazy to think that we operate in the same way. Heraclitus said that everything is constantly changing, meaning that if the change is constant and we also live in a loop, the universe has been born and also has died since the whole existence. Right now, the universe is expanding, as we are. But there is going to be a point in which it is going to start contracting until it implodes. And this implosion will lead to a simultaneous explosion, which is the start of everything once again. It's like there is no beginning or end, just a never-ending loop. With regard to God, I don't follow any organized religion because I think they are just another tool for mass manipulation, nor I think God as it is presented to us exists, just the concept as an ideal, like the Platonic theory of the world of ideas. To continue, ethics. As human beings, we like to think that the way we act is the only morally correct way of acting. The thing is that there is always going to exist controversy between the different ways of perceiving an issue and the possible responses and acts in terms of the issue per se. I think that the virtue theory by Aristotle will be the best one to implement in nowadays society and the one that speaks the most to me. Aristotle is always looking for a balance. The virtue theory states that there can certainly be too much of a good thing, and that is the reason why even when talking about important and indispensable values, there has to be a balance and a moderation. Then, the only way that we, as individuals, can become virtuous is always having in mind the pursuit of the golden mean, which is the perfect balance of every virtue or characteristic you can think of as good or bad. Each virtue has two extremes that must always be avoided no matter what, because even if it is the excess of a single thing or the lack of it, both of them are considered as vices to Aristotle, because both the defect and the excess destroy perfection. The virtue theory by Aristotle can show us about balancing every aspect and everything in your life and list of characteristics. It also reminds people that they are all capable of eudaimonia. They just have to be constant in exercising of their analysis to read situations and act according to virtue. And of course, it values the importance of emotions, moral, and our actions upon ourselves and other people's necessities, which I think is the most important thing at the end. But what I like the most is that it always protects value over the results whatsoever. It prioritizes the value that people can have according to their capability of getting rid of every defect and excess to reach virtuosity. Finally, epistemology. I couldn't be more exhausted of Descartes' rationalism, wanting to continuously quantify philosophy and trying to prove everything with math. Even though I like the idea of not trusting our senses and only being sure of our own existence because it is the only thing that we can prove, I end up relating more to Hume, who is an empiricist. The acknowledging of everything around us and knowledge itself is only perceivable due to our senses and past experiences. We are nothing but a bundle or collection of different perceptions, which succeed each other with inconceivable rapidity, and are in perpetual flux and movement. I think we should always give more importance to our emotions and senses than reason, because even if you are constantly trying to prove the best way of doing something using reason, that doesn't mean you are automatically a good person. Empathy is key. In summarize, I usually give more importance to things like the result or the value instead of the process of doing something, which means I will always defend theories like Hume's and Aristotle's, but just because they agree with the thing I prioritize. To finalize, I would like to say that the one thing I think everyone should always have in mind to not fall in the extremes or radicals is that we shall always follow ideas, not people.